All I want to do is feel safe again. I want justice to be served.
Carlos Sandoval Smith is looking for justice for what he says he had to deal with regarding APD's DWI unit.
This all centers around the ongoing investigation into several officers accused of working with a local attorney to get DWI cases dismissed for money.
So it seems like lately we've been doing a lot of talking about DUIs and field sobriety tests and why you should never take a field sobriety test. And I stand on that. Never take a field sobriety test. Or you could end up like the guy in this video, or like several people in this situation. Well, talking about the guy in this particular video, he was pulled over for something completely unrelated to nothing that had to do with DUI or drinking or anything. He was pulled over, but yet given a DUI test in which he passed. But I've said several times on this channel, DUI tests, or should I say field sobriety tests, are not pass or fail. They're only tests designed to collect evidence against you at trial. Well, in this particular case, this field sobriety test isn't pass or fail. Even though you passed it, which the guy in this video thought he did, he still failed. But it's not designed, or this test wasn't designed to collect evidence against him at trial. It was designed for him to fail so that he can go to a lawyer appointed by the cops who made him fail the test, so that the lawyer can collect a large sum of money and the cops get a piece of that. The cops and the attorneys were working together to scam drivers. Let's watch this video. Leave your thoughts down below.
All I want to do is feel safe again. I want justice to be served.
Carlos Sandoval Smith is looking for justice for what he says he had to deal with regarding APD's DWI unit.
This all centers around the ongoing investigation into several officers accused of working with a local attorney to get DWI cases dismissed for money.
The ACLU of New Mexico, alongside a number of other attorneys, have filed a lawsuit on behalf of Sandoval Smith.
Now, it claims he was falsely arrested and pressured to pay thousands of dollars to have those charges dropped.
It truly ruined my life.
Carlos Sandoval Smith is talking about what happened on June 25th, 2023.
I'm Officer Montano with APD. I stopped you for speeding.
APD officer Joshua Montano pulled him over on the I-25 frontage road just north of Central. A class action lawsuit filed in district court outlines what followed and how Sandoval Smith claims he became one of the many alleged victims of APD's DWI unit extortion scheme. Instead of Officer Montano writing up a ticket, the lawsuit states he unlawfully expanded the scope of that traffic stop by initiating a DWI investigation without having suspicion Sandoval Smith was under the influence.
Throughout the entire interaction with Officer Montano, Mr. Smith was cooperative. He, answered the officer's questions. He was honest and participated in brief field sobriety tests that he passed, and was ultimately booked into MDC and taken to jail.
We spoke with ACLU attorney Taylor Smith back in February about this case. He's representing Sandoval Smith. It was after Sandoval Smith was taken downtown he became aware something wasn't right. The lawsuit explains Officer Montano removed his lapel camera and moved Sandoval Smith to an area where he could not be seen or heard. It states that's when Montano told him he had an attorney friend who could make that DWI charge go away.
So it appears that this particular police department loves to be sued. Like, they're already facing a lawsuit from March for shooting an unarmed woman who was holding a cell phone in a backyard. Now they're involved in this scandal of arresting drivers for DUI, then sending them to their attorney buddy so that he can overcharge them and give the cops a cut. Let me read a part of this article for you guys. A civil rights group is suing the city of Albuquerque, its police department, and top officials on behalf of a man who was among those arrested on suspicion of driving while intoxicated and allegedly forced to pay bribes to get the charges dropped. The DWI scandal already has mired the police department in New Mexico's largest city in a federal investigation as well as an internal inquiry. One commander has been fired, several others have resigned, and dozens of cases have been dismissed. The American Civil Liberties Union of New Mexico filed the lawsuit late Monday in state district court. It alleges that Police Chief Harold Medina was aware of an agreement between some officers assigned to the DWI unit and a local attorney's office to work together to get cases dismissed in exchange for payment. And here we are thinking police officers actually do nothing. when in reality, they're doing a lot, like ripping off drivers, making deals with attorneys, and also, yeah, taking our tax money. So yeah, they're actually doing an awful lot, unfortunately.
First, I was completely confused. I didn't understand why he was doing this because I knew it was wrong. So I immediately start to put the clues together and realize something is not right.
Sandoval Smith went to the office of attorney Thomas Clear III and recorded the conversation he had with paralegal Ricardo Mendez, who is also named in this lawsuit.
In your opinion, what is my next best step to try and not get this on my record? What do you recommend I do?
Okay, you're at the right place. We charged $8,500 and you could do it in payments.
Okay.
Or you could pay $7,500 up front.
You representing me, that would guarantee that this doesn't go on my record?
Yes.
After that meeting, Sandoval Smith told a public defender what had happened, who then talked to the FBI. Sandoval Smith had his charges dropped in January. Meanwhile, the Bernalillo County District Attorney dismissed hundreds of other cases because of this federal investigation. This lawsuit also claims Chief Harold Medina and city officials knew about the alleged scheme and never investigated. In June 2022, FBI agents reportedly told APD about a different case involving Officer Montano and the attorney, Thomas Clear III, with similar extortion allegations. 6 months later, another APD unit also allegedly received a tip about DWI officers. Albuquerque police released a statement saying all these claims are false. A spokesperson says Chief Medina worked closely with the FBI to uncover the DWI scheme and opened an internal investigation to hold all involved accountable and leave no stone left unturned.
Yeah, whatever. We're working closely with the FBI, and I'm working really hard to find out what was going on within my department. You're right. I've said this several times that in order for a police officer to feel, or in this case, several police officers to feel so comfortable doing something, they feel that way because they know that their superiors approve of it or they are doing it themselves. This is nothing new. And again, guys, make sure never take a field sobriety test. Okay, never take field sobriety tests. Here's a perfect example of why I always say that. Now, again, could the police officer still arrest you because you did not take the field sobriety test? Yes, but there is no trumped up, made up evidence against you at trial. When you're taking these field sobriety tests, you may think you're doing a wonderful job and you're passing it and you're just blowing it away. And next thing you know, you find yourself in cuffs and you're arrested for DUI. Now, again, there are those people out there who state, well, I took a field sobriety test and I passed and I went home. Well, you're one of the few. You're the exception to the rule. Generally speaking, it does not work that way. And we just showed you a great example. In this case, it was a little extreme to get stopped for, I don't know, window tints. Next thing you know, you're taking a field sobriety test just to have the cop tell you to go to his attorney buddy to charge you $8,500 and no telling how much the cop got out of that $8,500. But you just can't trust anybody, not police. And gosh, some attorneys are working along with the police to screw over the citizens. It's god awful. Listen, know your rights. Always report the police. With that being said, We the People University, signing off.
Be sure to visit WeThePeopleUniversity.com, where you can find our latest YouTube videos, more about myself, why I left the police department, merch, and more. If you have a police encounter that you would like highlighted, visit our website and click the Submit Videos tab. Fill out the videos form submission so that we can hold these tyrants accountable. And if you guys still haven't purchased my book, Living in the World of Tyranny, you can do so at WeThePeopleUniversity.com by clicking digital copy to read it right on your phone, or you can buy the hard copy or the paperback directly from Amazon. Also, be sure to pick up your free ebook to give you tips and tricks on how to deal with cops when you encounter them. And for those of you who are still trying to learn your basic rights, register for our course to learn how to deal with police so that your rights are not violated when you encounter cops. All this and more at WeThePeopleUniversity.com.